in this business, leadership is understanding that in order to be a major success, you must lead by example. And if you want to develop a successful team, then you must be successful. If you want to develop a team of reps that are great at getting customers, then you personally must learn how to become great at getting customers. If you want a team of people who are great at building organizations, sponsoring new members, and teaching them how to be successful, if you want people on your team to be great at building organizations, then you must become great at building organizations. If you want a team of people that are great at promoting events, then you must become great at promoting events. I believe long term in this business, you will attract who you are. Your team will represent you. So if you want to have a successful team, then you must become successful. Everything starts with you. And that's what leaders understand. Leaders understand taking full responsibility for their future. Leaders understand that if they're going to be successful in this business or in any business, that it ultimately will start with you. But nothing will matter if you're not serious about taking full responsibility with your team. Nothing will matter unless you decide that you're going to be here long term. Nothing will matter here unless you decide that you're going to become the leader that you want your people to become. And you can't hide. If you're not doing the right things, everyone will see that you're not doing the right things. So it doesn't matter what you tell people to do. You could be the best teacher in the world. You can spend all your time telling people what to do, even if your information is correct. Even if your information is the best information that anyone's ever heard before, it will not matter unless you're doing the things that you're telling your people to do. So lead by example. That's the most important message that you can get out of today. Lead by example, and I promise you, if you are out there doing the right things, you will have momentum. If you're doing the right things, you will have a successful team. You have to ask yourself a question, and here's the question. Why are you doing this business? Okay? You have to ask yourself why you are here. Why are you doing this business? Because if you don't know this answer, then you'll have no self-motivation. You have to know why you're personally doing it. And I want you to think about it. Because I know for a fact that everyone in this room has different reasons why they're here. And most of you, if you think about what your reason is, it's personal. It's very personal to you. But you have to look at that reason why you're here, because that reason why will motivate you long term. Because every single day you will have challenges. Okay? Every single day people are going to ask you questions in the form of objections. Okay? Every day when you're out there working, you will come across people that don't believe in this business. You'll come across people that are negative. And believe me, it doesn't feel good when you're exposed to people who are negative. You know why? Because some of the people that are negative are your friends. You know, some of the people that will become negative might be even your family. And when you're dealing with people that you love and respect, when these people don't approve of what you're doing, it does not feel good. And that's when most people feel that it's time to quit, because they can't understand why that other people don't see what you see. So your reason why has to be so strong that it doesn't matter what other people think. Your reason why has to be so strong that it doesn't matter what challenges you face. That regardless of what happens, you will become an SVP in ACN and you will become financially independent. Success is a choice. And you have to make that choice. But the only way you're going to make that choice is if your reason why is big enough and strong enough where it can overcome anything. So I'm going to challenge each and every one of you to think about what your reason why is. And you need to write down what your reason why is. You need to write it down. And you need to look at this every single day. Because that reason why has to be bigger and more important than any challenge or obstacle or objection, or it has to be bigger than any negative person that could ever approach you. It has to be bigger. And if it is, you will sustain anything. You will grow and you will be successful because you'll find your self-motivation through achieving your reason why. And I want to give you an example. I'll tell you what my reason why was. When I first got started in network marketing, what motivated me was freedom. You know, and I grew up in the United States. And the United States is a capitalistic country. Capital. Capital means money. And in the United States, we always talk about how great of a country it is because it's free. That's what we grew up talking about. How great the U.S. is because it's free. You can be anybody you want to be. You can become anything you want to become. But the truth is, your freedom is equal to your capital. That means if you have no money, you have no freedom. If you have a lot of money, you have a lot of freedom. Now, I'll be the first one to tell you that I don't think money is the most important thing. It's not the most important thing in life. Would you guys agree with that? Money is not the most important thing in life. However, when you have no money, it becomes important. Okay? When you have no money, it becomes important. And believe me, ask anyone that's broke, they'll tell you that money's important. I believe that money is a tool. Money is a tool. It's a means to an end. Okay? Money is a tool to get you what you're looking for. And I was motivated by freedom. I didn't want to get a job and work for a company and have somebody else tell me what I was worth. I didn't want to have somebody else tell me how many hours I had to put in every single week. I didn't want to have somebody tell me when I was tired and tell me when I could take my breaks and how long I could take my breaks for. I didn't want somebody else to have to tell me this. I didn't want somebody to tell me that I could take a holiday only once a year and have them tell me when I could take the holiday and how long my holiday could be. See, to me, I felt like if I was in that situation, I would never be happy. I would never be happy being controlled by a business or a company where I had no choice. I had no say in my future. I've always believed that it takes money to make money. Have you heard this before? It takes money to make money. Well, that's true if we're talking about a traditional business. If you're talking about a traditional business, it takes money to make money. Because somebody has to come up with the money to invest into the business. Somebody has to hire the employees, right? Somebody has to go out and sign a lease on a building or possibly even have to buy a building. A traditional business requires tools. If it's a restaurant, you need to buy ovens, pots and pans. I mean, traditional business, it does take money to make money. The reason why I fell in love with network marketing is because network marketing was a business where you have the same upside, if not even greater. You got the same upside, if not greater, than a traditional business when it comes to making money. You can make as much money or even more money personally in this industry than if somebody owned a traditional business, but you don't have to have money to get started. You don't need the big capital that it takes for a traditional business. And when I saw this industry, I got excited. I remember the first day, I was sitting in the meeting, I was 24 years old. I was sitting in a meeting, I walked up to the presenter after the meeting was over, and I tapped the presenter on the shoulder. And the presenter turned around and I said, I really like what I see. I said, can you explain to me what I need to do to become successful? And the presenter looked at me and said, yeah, I can. He says, you need to duplicate. And I said, well, that sounds pretty easy, duplicate. Now, what the presenter didn't know was that I have an identical twin brother. Okay? I duplicated instantaneously. Okay? I went home that night and I called my brother, my identical twin brother, and I said, Tony, you've got to take a look at this company that I just saw a presentation. And I invited my brother to the next meeting. It was about a week later. And we were sitting in the last row, and my brother was leaning forward, and he was as excited as I was. It made sense to him too. After the meeting was over, we walked back up to the presenter, and I tapped the presenter on the shoulder. And when he turned around, I said, I duplicated what's next. Okay? Experience will be your best teacher. And let me explain. I can tell you how to get a customer, but until you actually go out and get a customer, you won't fully understand. You know, I can tell you how to go out and hand somebody an opportunity disc and pique somebody's interest. I can tell you how to do that. But until you actually go out and do it, you won't fully understand. This business is simple, but this business is not easy. It's not easy. It's simple, but not easy. And there's a difference. And the reason why I'll say it's not easy is because you must go out and work for it. And whenever you're dealing with people, other people, it's never easy. Because everyone has a different personality. People are like fingerprints. Everyone you approach is different. Everybody else has a different story. Everyone else will have a different reason why. And in the beginning, you won't understand how to work with people in the beginning. And I'll tell you why. Because in the beginning, you want people to understand you. That's all you want to do in the beginning. You want everyone to understand you. But long term in this business, let me tell you the difference. If you want to become a big leader, it's not about people understanding you. It's about your ability to understand others. Okay? It's about your ability to understand others. So in the beginning, it's all about you. But if you want to be successful long term, it has to be about your team. In the beginning, all you're thinking about is how much money you're going to make. You know, and you think that, you know, your success is going to be the key factor in your business growing. But when you become a major success in this business, you'll realize that it's not about how much money you make. It's about how much money your team makes. It's not you becoming an RVP. It's about how many people on your team you can help become an RVP. And when you get to this level, you'll start understanding that it's not about you, it's about your team, but the more you focus on helping your team, the more it indirectly helps you.